Hi, welcome to our large audience. We're up to round 4, which is our pink footy and netball day. And Keith, I'll get you to do a bit of a rundown on all the important things that are happening this week.
Well, as you say, Chris, there's the pink netball and football day in support of breast cancer awareness and research, but really big weekends for 3 clubs. Maui and Druin with new facilities, Maui new ground and facilities, Druin and new change rooms, and at Sale, the first ever night game when they front up to Morwell. So congratulations to those clubs and their partners that have worked with them to get those facilities up and going.
Yeah, and I just want to follow up with that on behalf of the league, that it's a great innovation for the league, the night game up at Sale, and obviously the improvement of major league facilities, and hopefully a lot of other clubs will improve what they have so that we have top class facilities for our sports people. Anyway, the first game, Keith, it's Leongatha versus Warragul at Leongatha.
Yeah, pretty tough one. Leongatha surprised us all, I think. Not just losing to... and here's the phone going off. Somebody from Leongatha's already ringing. But we're a bit surprised with Leongatha, not so much losing at Wonthaggi, but they were well beaten after some good earlier performances. Warragul on the improve, definitely. And this is an interesting match. You'd expect Leongatha at home, but will be very interesting.
Yeah, look, one thing that Warragul have got is they've got 3 people that can play in the ruck. And at the moment, poor old Leongatha hasn't got a ruckman. So that could actually have a fairly big bearing on the game. Bradley's playing well, Gray up forward, and I think they'll throw in young Carey into the ruck. So I'm expecting a big improvement from Warragul, but yeah, I tip Leongatha because it's a home game. Our next game is Druin versus Wonthaggi.
Yeah, again, another very interesting game, and perhaps I should give up on this tipping because I think it's a 15 games so far. I've tipped about 6 or 7 winners, so the record's not all that good. And again, this has become a lot more interesting game than it looked to be a fortnight ago, with Wonthaggi winning well against Leongatha at Easter, and Druin far from impressive last week. Chris, a very mediocre performance at Maffra and Druin. Even though it's at home and they have a big day with christening their new change room complex, they'll have to lift their game a lot, I think, to get over Wonthaggi. I expect them to do that.
Yeah, look, Wonthaggi came out, were very physical against Leongatha, and I'm sure they're going to try the same tactic against Druin. And again, Wonthaggi has some talls that will trouble Druin. So I'll be a fence sitter here. I'll tip a draw. So, Maui versus Maffra at Maui with the new complex.
Yeah, well, I think they can play this on 3 new complexes, and Maffra would win this game based on performances so far. I don't think we can underestimate the difficulties that Maui have gone through last season and this season in preparing their team. A very, very difficult situation. It'll probably take them a while to really get into the swing of things. Maffra, astounding side, have heaps of players out, but can bring in others who just seamlessly fit into the side.
Yeah, look, Maffra, I think you wrote it in your column this week, they may lose 1, 2, 3 or 4 players, but the ones they bring in are just as good. And they play the same way, and they run on well, they run the ball from the back line, they hit their targets, and again, I'm tipping Maffra to win this by 5 or 6 goals, with the acknowledgement of Maui. Yes, they do have some difficulties, and hopefully now that they have got their new complex, it's on the way back and up for the Maui Football Club. Our next game is Bairnsdale hosting their second home game against Traralgon.
Yeah, another one was very interesting. It's a tough round. I think Traralgon are better than perhaps the scoreboard shows at this stage, and yes, I think as they get close back towards the full side, they'll be, serious contender for the finals, and I think that's about where Bairnsdale sits at the moment. You can't fault Bairnsdale, 3 games, 3 wins, 2 of those have been away, so they've done the travelling early and got over the line with some good wins. So again, it's a very close game, but I just have a bit of a suspicion about Traralgon in this one.
Yeah, look, it's actually it is a very close round, this, and it's indicative of the last 2 seasons of our great major league. They have, bottom team seems to be able to come up and beat a top team, but look, I'm actually the same with you. I think Traralgon will be much better. It's very hard to pick the winner here, but I think Traralgon might actually knock off Bairnsdale for their first loss, and that'll bring the ladders a lot closer, and it'll be Traralgon's second win. And of course, that's what we want from a league perspective: a nice close competition. And I'll go for the big town in our league, and we'll move on to the next one, Sale Mall, which is the night game.
Yeah, this is another interesting game, but I think you touched on a good point in looking at the previous game, that the gap between the top and the bottom has certainly narrowed this year, I think considerably, and it makes for great footy, and I'm sure it's going to be great footy at Sale on Saturday night. Morwell lowered their colours last week against Bairnsdale at home, which was something of a surprise. Sale, 3 wins from 3 games, got a fright last week, but as a good side they came back, took control of the game, went away with it. So I think at home they just look a bit strong for Morwell at this stage.
Yeah, look, Sale's taking everything before them at the moment, and they are looking very strong and ominous. I said to Nick Anderson last night, you look like you'll be the unbeaten side all year. So I'll tip Sale to win under their new lights, and should be a huge bumper crowd, and one would expect, a $5,000–6,000 gate. Bearing in mind, I do believe Morwell will have a real hard crack at them, but just Sale, I think it's just too good at this present time. And I think that winds it up.
Well, it is, but I'll have $20 with you that Sale don't go through undefeated.
That's all right. I'll go $20 with you as well. So good luck to Piercy and Robbo up there, and we'll catch up with you the next few weeks, boys. Yep. Okay, we're here for the change room minute, and we've got Damien Carmody, the captain of the Druin Footy Club. Damo, what's your nickname?
Jarvis or Booster.
What do you do for a job?
I work as a landscaper and I go to uni.
What job would you really like to have?
I'd like to own a bar.
What do you reckon you're good at?
Life in general.
What would you like to do on a Saturday night?
Have a few drinks and find a lady and go home.
Most annoying teammate?
Squeaky Proctor.
Who would you like to take out for dinner?
Squeaky Proctor.
If you could recruit a player from another GL club, who would you recruit?
Gary Coleman.
Gary Coleman?
Gary Jones or Ben Coleman, both of them.
What you talking about? If you could be someone else, who would you be?
Squeaky Proctor.
What's the best advice you've been given?
Don't get interviewed by you.
Thanks, Jarvis,
That's
for your
pleasure.
change room minute.